If I may have your attention, please, I would like to call to order the meeting of March 1st, 2017. Roll call, please. Mrs. Vassal.
Freeholder Kelly.
Here.
Freeholder Bartlett.
Here.
Freeholder Haynes. Here. Freeholder Little.
Here.
Director Vicari.
Here. All members present. In compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders has been advertised in the manner prescribed by law. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the blessings you provide and ask for your guidance in our everyday lives. We also ask for your blessings upon all gathered here today and for our brave military men and women serving our great country, both at home and around the world. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Please be seated. First item, proclamations. Mrs. Vassal.
Thank you, Director. There is a proclamation proclaiming March 2017 as Women's History Month in Ocean County. This will be presented at another time and location.
Okay, thank you very much. Continue.
We have ordinances for public hearing today that were introduced at the last meeting. 2017-1, authorizing a project consisting of Phase 1 of the reconstruction and resurfacing of certain county roads, all located in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $3 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,850,000 in bonds or bond anticipation notes of the County of Ocean to finance the same.
The public hearing is now open on ordinance 2017-1. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing no questions or comments from members of the public, I move to close the public hearing. Pleasure of the board.
Move the ordinance. Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly.
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett.
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes.
Yes.
Freeholder Little.
Yes.
Director Vicari.
Yes, passes unanimously.
Second ordinance, 2017-2, authorizing the design of a southbound exit at Garden State Parkway Interchange 83, located in the Township of Toms River, in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $1 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1 million in bonds or bond anticipation notes of the County of Ocean to finance the same.
Mr. Director, if I may, just
Yes.
a couple comments before we start. This is the southbound exit, which will provide the missing move at this interchange, given on and off access going both north and south on the Garden State Parkway. The funding for this project will actually be provided through the NJTPA, the North Jersey Transportation Planning. This ordinance will provide the funding for the design phase for future reimbursement from the NJTOT through the NJTA. At the conclusion of the final design, it is anticipated Ocean County will receive federal funding for construction. This is the design phase now that's being funded through NJTPA, but at the conclusion of the final design, it's anticipated Ocean County will receive federal funding for the construction and construction project management and inspection. Creating the ordinance at this time will allow us to hit the ground running once the green light is given to the design phase. Thank you, Mr. Director.
Thank you, Freeholder Kelly. Public hearing is now open on 2017-2. Any members of the public who would like to ask a question or make a statement, please come forward and do so. This is the public portion. Seeing none, I move the public portion closed. Pleasure of the board.
Offer the ordinance
Second.
for second and final.
Motion has been made and seconded. Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly.
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett.
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes.
Yes.
Freeholder Little.
Yes.
Director Vicari.
Yes, passes unanimously.
Next freeholder, we have a resolution for introduction. This is the 2017 Ocean County budget and accompanying resolutions. And if I can read the statement, this is the annual budget of the County of Ocean for fiscal year 2017. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenue and appropriations shall constitute the county budget for the year 2017. Be it further resolved that said budget be published in the Asbury Park Press in the issue of March 15, 2017. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Ocean does hereby approve the following as the budget for the year 2017. Total appropriations, $407,919,000. $144. Less anticipated revenues, $65,826,409. Amount to be raised by taxation, $342,092,735.
Thank you, Mrs. Vastel. Again, I would like to thank Freeholder Bartlett for doing an excellent job this year and give a brief overview. And again, it's very transparent. We have copies of the budget. The public hearing will be on April 5th, and we encourage anyone to take a look at it, to ask any questions, to give our office a call if they want specific details. Now I'll turn the meeting back over to Freeholder John Bartlett, who's liaison with Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Just a very brief overview. The 2017 county budget is up just shy of 2% over last year's budget, well within the state's cap. This year, 2017, we saw an increase in the county's tax base. That is the taxable value of all the land and buildings in Ocean County, grow by about 2.78%. That has enabled the county, because of number one, constricting the size of the budget, and number two, the expansion of the size of the county's tax base, to reduce the county tax rate by a small amount from 35.3 cents per $100 of equalized value last year to 35.2 cents per $100 of equalized value this year. Now that's not a great decrease, but it is a move in the right direction. This board as a whole has said that once we began to recover our tax base from 2009, where we had to gently increase the tax rate, that once that started to turn around, we would start to turn around the tax rate itself. And this is really the first installment on that long-term plan that the board has made. I would still like to point out that we are still 11% under what the county's taxable value was 9 years ago. So we haven't recovered yet, Mr. Director, by any means. We are still off by 11%. And when you add inflation to that of what it should be, that figure is probably closer to 15 or 16%, but I don't want to go there today. The budget very judiciously handles the county's surplus position. There is oftentimes much misunderstanding of what surplus means. It means, quite frankly, for us, money in the bank. The rating agencies that rate the county's credit worthiness, that's one of the first things they look at. How much money do you have in the bank? So that come a rainy day, can you pay your debts? Can you pay your bond issues? Can you pay the interest and principal on your debt? This is the only county in South Jersey, the only county in South Jersey that has a AAA bond rating because of the actions of this board of chosen freeholders over many, many, many years. We have now built that surplus figure to what the rating agencies like, about 10% of the operating budget. Okay. We have used a bit more in surplus this year because we had it to use, and still we're increasing the net surplus number. But we're using that money, that additional, I think, about $3 million, Julie?
Yes.
Okay. In surplus, basically for capital improvements, cash capital improvements. I won't say we've fallen behind on the purchase of heavy equipment, but we have deferred some of that over the last couple of years when the tax base was down and revenues were very, very tight. You can't do that forever. You shouldn't do that forever. But we can adjust when and where we buy equipment according to the financial situation. And so this is a year that we can begin to replace, and I think last year we replaced some, but this is a year that we can begin to replace some of that heavy equipment, which is very expensive. And so a portion of the money that we are increasing, taking from surplus, which we will go for these one-time purchases. Because again, when you take money from surplus, it's taken it out of the bank, and as we all know, you can only take your money out of the bank once and spend it because it doesn't, that's it. And so the county, again, is very judicious in its use of surplus. That is the direction of every member of the board of chosen freeholders, and that's one of the reasons that we've been able to gain a AAA bond rating. to keep it through Hurricane Sandy, which I was wondering whether we could or not when we lost a significant portion of our tax base. And again, we operate in a very conservative manner, and this budget is conservative. Again, it's under the 2% cap. It provides more money for the prosecutor over and above that 2% cap because of needs that are there, because this county, the freeholders, especially Freeholder Kelly, liaison to Law and Public Safety, the Director of Law and Public Safety, we recognize a real need to do something, and we're going to do it. But we can fit that, and have fit that within the overall 2% budget cap with the County of Ocean. I think that's a brief overview, Mr. Director, but I think that's probably enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Bartlett. Any other freeholder would like to make a comment before I call for a motion and vote? Seeing no other comments from members of the Board of Freeholders, and I'll call for a motion and a second, and up for the roll call vote.
I move the introduction of the 2017 county budget.
Second.
A motion by Freeholder John Bartlett, a second by Freeholder Jenny Haynes. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
And again, the introduction passes unanimously. The public hearing will be on April 5th. Anyone who would like to have a copy of the budget up front, especially some of our students that are here today, you can take it with you, bring it to school, and you can question us on April 5th. Thank you very much.
And I'll read the final notice. Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Ocean on March 1st, 2017. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held at the Ocean County Administration Building, room 119, 101 Hooper Avenue, Toms River, New Jersey, on April 5th, 2017, at 4 p.m., at which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2017 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested persons.
Thank you very much. To continue now, item H, authorization of the payments. Mrs. Vastel, please read the resolution.
That freeholder is authorizing payment of bills contained in Bill Committee Report Number 5.
Offer the bills for payment.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes, with the exceptions as noted on the bill summary report.
Director Vicari?
Yes, with the exceptions noted on the bill summary report.
That stands adopted with the abstentions noted. We have authorizing engineering payments to various contractors, I-1 through I-4.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Consent resolutions, J1 through J18.
Offer the resolutions.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, there's several abstentions on 13, 14, and 15.
And that is noted. We have motions, items K1 through K8. In reference to number 3, all members of the board were present. Number 4, Freeholder Haynes was not present. Number 5, Freeholder Bartlett was not present.
Offer the motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes on items 1 through 4, abstaining on 5.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes, on items 1, 2, and 3, abstaining on 4, and number 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Freeholder Little? You're voting yes on?
Yes, on 5, 6, 7, and 8, yes. Sorry.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Bid awards, items L1 through L4.
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded on bids L1 to L4. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Change orders, there's just one, M1.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on change orders? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Contracts, N1 and N2.
Move the contracts.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded on contracts 1 and 2. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, with the exceptions of number 1. Abstention.
That is noted. We have appointments and reappointments, 01, 2, and 3.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, abstention on number 1.
The remaining items freeholder are received items, resolutions from governing bodies, minutes and meeting notices, and correspondence all received in the clerk's office since the last regular business meeting of the board.
Please file in the normal procedure. Any other business before the board, before I open up to members of the Board of Freeholders? Seeing none, comments from members of the Board of Freeholders, starting with my right, Freeholder Jack Kelly,
No comment.
Freeholder John Bartlett,
No comments at this time, Mr. Director.
Freeholder Jenny Haynes.
Yes, just a couple of comments. Today, we approved the first-time homebuyers program. I just wanted to point out just a few things, that the county is allotting $48,000 to Ocean Inc. for the administration for the first-time homebuyers program. And Ocean Inc. is going to administer approximately $160,000 in federal home funds in order to provide down payment and closing cost for the assistance for the purchase of the home for the low and moderate income families. And then we're anticipating that approximately 16 people will be able to apply for this program. And since 1994, I think this is important, 509 families have received assistance to purchase a home with a total real estate value of $102 million. The average home price is within the last 18 months is approximately $142,500. I think it's just a wonderful program that we're providing for people, for the first-time home buyers, and I'm really happy that we're able to continue to do this. And thank you to planning with Tony Agliata for his work that he does with this and working with Ocean Inc.
Thank you, Freeholder Haynes. Freeholder Jerry Little.
Nothing at this time,
Okay.
Mr. Director.
Any other comments or questions from members of the board or professional staff? Seeing none, I'll open up to members of the public. Please state your full name and mailing address, and each one has 5 minutes to speak. Yes, sir?
This is public comments, right?
Yes,
Public
it is.
comments, okay. Thank you. First, I want to thank, actually, I'm just going to have a brief comment here because I want to thank Freeholder Bartlett because when you were commenting about the budget surplus, because those were, the 2 questions I was going to ask was why, actually, I don't know my cell phone, I'm going to pull that up, I've got too much electronic junk on me. Why we have a budget surplus, I was going to ask what formula is used to determine what is a proper amount. Because I also attend Brick Township council meetings, and they had a $8 million surplus, and they got criticized. And then when I read that in the paper that we have over 50, was it 51 million? 50 million, it's over 50 million, I know. So the comments that you made were perfect. It's like you either read my mind or you hacked my cell phone because I put that on my notes here. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Because it seems like it is a lot of money. I just wanted to know what the formula was, and you explained it perfectly. So thank you.
Sam, one more thing. I need your mailing address for minutes, your full name and mailing address.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so used to giving, I just skipped over this time. Sam Foster, 108 Teakwood Drive in Brick. I got a little-
After the meeting, Julie Terrell will be more than happy to give you any additional information on the
Sure,
budget.
thank you. All right, thank you.
Mr. Director, we finished the year with 51 million in surplus. We used 20 million of that to support the budget. Last year we used 16, so we did use a little bit more of that. We used an amount from surplus that we expect to be able to replace during the year. Just because you budget the money doesn't mean you have to spend it. And we always underspend the budget. And we never penalize the department for under that. We praise them. So if my parks director if he doesn't spend all of his money, we don't cut him the next year. He gets the same amount and a little bit more and a thank you. Okay? We never expect any department to overexpend their budget, and they don't because they wouldn't be here next year. But no, I don't think that. But the point of it is, we always end the year underspending the budget. That money goes back into surplus and allows us to use it. What we don't do, okay, is use money out of surplus and not be able to replace, not think we're going to be able to replace it. And again, another good reason, 2 reasons to have money in surplus. If you run into a disaster like Hurricane Sandy, we said to the municipalities, including Brick, okay, we'll loan you, in a sense, the money. We'll pay for the cleanup on public streets, okay, and we'll wait for the federal FEMA reimbursement. And then when we get reimbursed from FEMA, we'll send you your bill for your 10% share. So at one point in time, we had spent, and I never expected it would be this much, over $100 million that we had written checks for. Okay, every trust account the county owned, we borrowed from, surplus, we borrowed from, and we paid it without borrowing any money. If you didn't have the money, you couldn't have done it. We were unique in the United States. FEMA had never heard of this before, where one level of government picked up the initial cost for anyone who wanted to share it. So you need a surplus for a rainy day fund, you need it for disasters, you need it to show the rating agencies you've got money in the bank, you have what they would call liquidity, and it also says, you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul to pay the bills this month. We don't do that. So that's a brief explanation. I know municipalities are very different and have a hard time. They have a smaller tax base. It's much harder for them to plan. We can plan, we do plan, and I would recommend this way of handling things to anyone and everyone. When I used to teach state and local government, I did, but few people listen.
Thank you, Freeholder Bartlett. Thank you, Sam. Anyone else would like to ask a question? Yes, sir. Please come forward to the microphone. Your full name and mailing address for the record, please.
My name, Mike, is
We
working?
can hear you. It's working
Yeah.
very well.
Okay, my name is Shloime Klein. My address is 189 Chateau Drive, Lakewood, New Jersey.
Lakewood.
I got a Lakewood question. I know this is the county, you're not Lakewood, the
Yes.
town. The question is, we have an intersection, Cross Street, where is a county road, and it's intersecting the street called Biltmore. And that street, the sidewalk, was approved by Lakewood Township Engineering Department to go in middle of the road. You're hearing good. A sidewalk is in middle of the road, and that intersects into Cross Street. Now, when we confronted the engineering department about it, they were very sensitive about it, and they refusing to admit that they made a mistake, and they're refusing to get the people that built now, they got approval now by that intersection to correct it. My question is to the county, because it's intersecting to the county road, does the county get involved when there's a sidewalk intersecting a county road from a municipal road, when the sidewalk is in the middle of the road? I know it sounds like this is Lakewood, and Lakewood a lot of stuff happens, but it actually is, as much as I try to get this thing straight with the engineering department, they're keeping on saying is, I'm not an engineer, so I have no right speaking about it. But I don't understand, if I see a sidewalk in the middle of the road, why I need an engineering degree to be able to comment on it.
Well, luckily, we do have the county engineer here with us today. I'm the liaison to the county engineering department. I will tell you, I am not aware of a sidewalk in the middle of a county road, but I'm going to defer to the county engineer.
I'm not aware of it, but there is a couple applications coming in that area, and we are talking with the engineers to take a look at that, and we've asked them to provide us some additional information to show us what the existing conditions are out at that intersection, so we can evaluate and make the appropriate corrections that need to be made.
Don, I'm gonna ask you tomorrow to send somebody there just to physically look,
Yeah, we will.
to understand that, because you're very right, it's very confusing to me what you're saying about a sidewalk in the middle of the road. And I'm just wondering if it's actually a sidewalk, or if there's something in the middle of the road to divide the road, or whatever. I can't answer your question, I don't know what's there, but certainly we do not allow sidewalks in the middle of the road. So we will look tomorrow to physically see what's there, and we'll work with the township.
Thank God we have a county government.
And if you would like to, sir, what we can do at the end, if you leave your telephone number, Mr. Ernst can call you tomorrow. So if you have follow-up, we'd be more than happy to address it.
And we would agree with you, you don't need an engineering degree to know where a sidewalk ought to go.
And that's what we're here for. We appreciate
I'm
it.
not an engineer, but I play one on TV, and that doesn't sound right.
Anyone else who would like to ask a question? Make a statement? Seeing no other comments from members of the public, I close the public portion of the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. Everybody.